Greetings, camper friends. Welcome back to another lovely day at Camp One Clap on the One Clap Speech and Debate podcast, where we have arrived at day 24. I hope everyone's having a good time at camp and getting excited about a new speech and debate season. I'm your camp director, Lyle Wiley, and today camp counselors Bailey Patterson and Marcus Viney return with their final episode of the four-part series, Troop Leader Talk. Today's final episode is all about the power of self-reflection, and it's called Flashlight Focus. Don't forget to check the One Clap socials for today's social media challenge. Also, if you aren't watching the ABCs of Debate by Professor Graham and Kevin, you have a whole lot of debate content to savor. New episodes are released on YouTube every day, and you definitely need some Adrian Graham in your life. All right, campers, the time is right to shed some reflective light with the Flashlight Focus on Troop Leader Talk, Episode 4.
Welcome, Troop Leaders, to your favorite fireside chat, Troop Leader Talks. I'm Troop Leader Viney.
And I'm Troop Leader Patterson.
And if you hear any snorts today, that's Troop Leader Junebug.
Today, we swap the fluorescent lights of a classroom for the glimmering fireflies of a summer night. Not just for the s'mores and stars, but because we believe in the transformative power of speech and debate.
Here, amid the tall pines of persuasion and the rushing rivers of rhetoric, we not only learn to grow as educators, but as trailblazers.
Each episode explores what it means to lead your troop and prepare students to navigate the world with clarity, courage, and the spirit of a true champion.
So grab your best flashlight and recite our pledge.
I promise to be resourceful, resilient, and resistant to change. Ready for anything. Ready to light the way?
Yep, let's get started on today's adventure. Hello, Troop Leaders, and welcome back to another episode of Troop Leader Talks. Today, we're venturing into the serene forest of self-reflection, understanding its significance in our role as coaches, and unveiling its transformative power in our students.
Like flashlights, coaches will spend most of their time illuminating the path ahead, focused on taking the next step, overcoming obstacles, and leading the troops. Today, we turn the flashlight to our own faces, not to tell a ghost story, but to unleash the power of self-reflection.
Now, self-reflection is a tool we can use to look within, examine our actions, and understand the why behind our decisions.
With it, we can gauge our reactions, evaluate our responses, explore our emotions, and make changes based on pre-established norms and goals.
In the absence of reflection, we risk stagnation, unaware of the territories of our potential yet to be explored. We can use a series of 3 simple questions to guide us after we reach the end of an experience or milestone. These same questions can be used to prompt students to self-reflect too.
The first question is also the most fun. What did I do well? Pause. Savor that sense of accomplishment. Maybe it was how you nailed that new rebuttal or finally mastered that section of tricky bookwork in poi. Whatever the success may be, it is crucial to understand why it was successful. Self-reflection need not be entirely self-critical. You deserve validation, enthusiasm, and praise for what you know you did well.
And a little tip for the eager troop leader: when a student knows why they did something well, it puts them in the perfect position to give thoughtful guidance to other troops.
Now for the second and admittedly less fun question. What did I not do so well? This will require some honesty, but this isn't about beating yourself up. Instead, it's about spotting areas for growth.
Maybe you forgot to use citations in your extemp speech because you just couldn't remember names and dates. Maybe you tripped in that new section of dual blocking because you didn't practice enough.
Maybe you began performing your poetry piece and didn't realize until 3 pages in that your book is upside down and now you better hope you're memorized. Not that I'm speaking from personal experience or anything.
No matter the misstep, the first step in making things better is identifying the problem and knowing why it's a problem.
Which leads perfectly into the third and final self-reflection question. What will I do next time? This is your action plan. It's about ensuring the next camp setup is seamless, or your next round is even better. It's turning the flashlight on the path ahead again.
These three questions, when taken together, represent an unstoppable engine for growth. And the fuel is metacognition, or thinking about thinking. As troop leaders, we need to encourage not just cognition, but metacognition in our eager flashlight holders. If the light is only ever directed outward, students will never realize the full potential waiting within. It's important to keep in mind that self-reflection is also not a one-and-done activity. It's a regular skill we need to help our students and ourselves hone over time.
But we can think about self-reflection in two different ways, formal and informal. On one side, we have formal self-reflection, a structured and planned process like the methodical stacking of logs for a roaring fire. This could take the form of completing a post-tournament evaluation or maintaining a journal throughout the season, where students systematically review their performance and plot their progress. This deliberate approach can provide depth and long-term insights, creating a valuable resource for the student to understand their journey and growth.
And on the other side, we have informal self-reflection, spontaneous and in the moment, like those quick, warmth-filled chats around the flickering flames. It's when you catch a student just after their round and prompt them with a few simple questions. Hey, how do you think you did? What do you think you could have done differently? What are you going to do to improve for next round? This immediate reflection taps into fresh emotions and thoughts, providing real-time insights that are both powerful and poignant.
Both formal and informal self-reflection are important in their own ways. Each method provides a different angle of illumination, contributing to a well-rounded understanding of one's experiences, progress, and growth in speech and debate.
Well, troop leaders, the embers of the Troop Leader Talk series are slowly dying down, and it's time to pack up camp. But before we extinguish the flames and return to those fluorescent classroom lights, let's take a moment to reflect on our mission. Remember, our purpose extends far beyond teaching the art of speech and debate. We're in the business of nurturing acorns to mighty oaks, training agile archers to hit their target, and climbers to reach their summit. All the while, leading the way with our trusty flashlights, illuminating next steps, and never fearful of turning that light inwards.
Oh, and don't forget the Troop Leader Pledge. I promise to be resourceful, resilient, and resistant to change. Ready for anything. Have a wonderful season, and we will see you at next year's camp. Over and out.
Thanks so much to counselors Bailey Patterson, Marcus Viney, and Junebug for another great episode of Troop Leader Talk. I've learned so much from their series, and I appreciate all their hard work at camp. There's still plenty to look forward to at camp. Tomorrow we'll bring the final episode of Croc Hiking with Easy Platform starring Ella E. Goodman and Sharina Z. Villegas, who will drop even more oratory and informative tips, tricks, and hacks. Professor Graham and Kevin will be back with yet another mind-melting ABCs of debate video on YouTube as well. Remember, social media challenges are live for every day of camp this August. Until tomorrow, campers. Oh, yeah, by the way, while I was at camp, I decided to move my life savings to a new financial institution. I went with the Riverbank. For Camp One Clap, this is Camp Director Wiley, signing off.